Yes, good evening, friends and aspirants. So yesterday we had a discussions on production and material management, detailed discussions about production and operations on called as material management, POM, right? Production, operation and material management, right? So in that we had a detailed discussions on syllabus orientations and how the questions will be appeared in the examinations, the pattern of examinations, everything will be discussed, right? So today, so in these sessions, I'm going to handling another subject called as economic environments. Right? It's also one of the management oriented subject. Right? If you analyze the respective syllabus of the economic environments, start with the concept of national income. First of all, what exactly the economic environments? Any idea about that economic environments? What any idea about that? Do you have any particular idea about economic and environments? Any general idea? Yes. You can say that it is like functioning of the business. The economic factors will going to be influence on the environments. It depends on the economic needed, which is required to produce finished goods. You can say that. So, what are the functioning of the environments? There are inputs will be supported for producing outputs, right? So you are going to be, so I'm going to connecting to the business here. It's like business environment only, right? So suppose you can say that you are running a business, right? So whatever the inputs you are going to procuring from the various sources, then you are going to be producing as output. There are supporting factors. There are economic, environmental supporting factors will be now assisting you in produce the product and services, right? That is only. So once you produce, the product and services will be sold to the customer for a profit, right? So whatever the revenue or profit you are going to be generated, right? So that will be the revenue for a business, and that revenue that is also influenced on the economy of the nations, right? Nothing but so the business people who are running nothing but their establishments, they are earning a huge revenue or profits, right? That will be influenced on the economic conditions or economic environment of the country. There are multiple ways. That is only you are going to be studying here, right? First concept you can say that is national income. Right? The revenue of the business, the profit of the business, the functioning, the operation of the business is going to be contributed more on the development of the economic environment of the country through national income or increase of the national income. Right? You can say that what exactly the national income ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದು ಕೂಡ there are multiple factors ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು when it comes to now factors constitute for economic environment. Factors considers for economic environment. There are factors. One is economic systems. Right? Let's say that there are multiple factors you're going to be studied here. Detailedly explain. Factors to be considered. To consider on economic environment. One is economic system. Right? Secondly, economic conditions. Say that. Then economic policies. Thereby we're going to study national income, GDP, NNP, everything will be, right? And economic legislations. And finally, here, international economic environments. Right? So, if you go through a single and each and every concept of the factors to be considered for economic environments. What exactly the economic systems of a country, right? So our economy is a system of mixed economy, you can call it as, right? It's a system of mixed economy. What exactly the mixed economy? Mixed economy, and also it's a developing economy. Developing economy. Any idea about the mixed economy or developing economy? Any general idea constitute that? Huh? Nothing but we can say that. What exactly that? Mixed economy. Nothing but, see, we are having a mixed economy. Nothing but there are multiple private business are doing a business, and even the government enterprises also they are running the business. Both enterprises contributing for the development of the economy. That is called as mixed system. Right? So, for example, you can say that there are developed country, they are belong to the capitalist economy. They are totally belong to capitalist. Any idea about that? Chinese, right? And there are developed country belongs to, we can say that, communist economy. Communist economy. There are multiple economies like that, right? But our country belongs to a mixed economy. Nothing but the private business people and even the government, they are going to be contributed more on the development of the economic systems. They are adopted a mixed economy, like private and public partnership, like that, right? So our country is going through the operation of mixed economy. And economic conditions. What exactly the economic condition of the country, right? So that is maybe you are going to asking the questions like the economic systems of the present, now the Indian economy and economic condition of the present Indian economy. You may ask the question like this, right? Economic conditions. How it is the economic conditions? How the economic conditions is there, right? Andre, at presently, our economic systems is going to be more influenced by the inflation rate. Inflation rate. And there are conditions affected for the economy. That is, you can say that national income, right? Economic conditions. You are going to be measure the economic condition of the status, economic status of the country through inflation rate, national income, thereby GDP, NNP, and per capita income, and the interest rate, whatever the things, right? Andre at present ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಇದರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಿಡಿಪಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಎನ್ಎನ್ಪಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್, right? What exactly the GDP, national income, or inflation rates? Any idea about that? GDP? Any idea about that? Any idea? Inflation rate means what? What is the inflations? The continuously the prices of the goods and services increasing. Prices of goods and services increasing. Right? Continuously the prices of the goods and services increasing, but the consumers, it's difficult to buy the particular products at the situation. Nothing but the purchasing power is going to be very less. Right? Maybe you can say that inflation rates. Right? So here the national income condition, national income, you can say that the total value, the total aggregate value of the products and services will be produced within the country, and the other incomes, the foreign income you are going to be received from the outside neighboring countries. That is also the national income conditions have the other mele kuda navile the economic conditions of the particular country are going to be measured here. And the national income, you're going to be segregated, or the components of the national income, you're going to be say that GDP and NNP. What exactly the GDP? That is also like the gross value of the domestic productions. NNP, the net value of the national productions. There are formula, maybe you're going to be asking the examinations. National income andreno, GDP andreno. Okay, general idea. If you know that, they will ask you the formula to calculate national income, GDP, and NP. And even the per capita level, say that the per capita income level of the country. What exactly the per capita? Per capita, nothing but an income earned by a single individual of the country, right? Andre per person income, right? An individual who is earning the income, that is also affected on our economic conditions, right? When it comes to economic policies, there are policies we are going to be classified here. You can say that the monetary policies and the fiscal policies. Monetary policies and fiscal policies. What exactly the monetary policies and the fiscal policies? Any idea about that? Monetary policies and fiscal. So in this way, the questions will be raised in the examinations. Monetary policies and fiscal. Here, one is monetary policies. So we're going to be introduced or having a control of the monetary policies. Your control is the monetary policies talented. That is central bank called as Reserve Bank of India of the nation. Right? So they are going to be monitor the entire the monetary money positions. You say that they are going to control the credit control. They are having a credit control of the money and also the flow of money into the system, flow of money into the systems, and also interest rate, changes of the interest rate through by multiple components called as CRR, SLR, bank rate, MSF, marginal standing facilities, and there are other instruments. You can say that repo rate, reverse repo rate. These are the components or instruments. They will be using that. Through that, they are going to be controlling the entire credit control systems and even the interest rate and even the money flow into systems. Right? Who is going to control that? RBI. Maybe you're going to ask me the question like this one. Right? They may ask you that monetary systems will going to be introduced. Reserve Bank of India and the components of monetary policies. Right? That is, what is that? Interest rate, CRR, SLR, bank rate, MSF, repo rate, reverse repo rate. Sometimes they will ask you the respective percentage, CRR percentage, SLR, repo rate at current present area of Kelbo. It's based on the situation, right? That is about monetary policies. When comes to second one, fiscal policies. Fiscal policies. ಇದು ಕೂಡ economic policies ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. Fiscal, FIS, CL, fiscal policies. What exactly the fiscal policies and who will going to be introduced or they are going to be published the fiscal policies called as this fiscal policy published by Ministry of Finance Ministry of Government of India, central government, right? So they are going to monitor the fiscal policy through the public expenditure and the public receipt, or this can also use it for preparing a budget of the nations. Preparing a budget of the nations. Budget ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಿಸ್ಕಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಸಿಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ರೈಟ್? ಫಿಸ್ಕಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್. Sometimes that is also called as a budgetary policies. Also called as budgetary policy because of we are going to using for preparing the budget of the nations, right? When it comes to fiscal policies, right? Here, you're going to influence the nation economy. They're going to produce that, finding the level of spending in order to monitor the nation's economy. Right? Level of spending ಏನಿದೆ that is only the expenditure, public expenditure and the public receipts ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ find out ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So that is about fiscal policies. You may also ask you the question like this only, right? And trend and structure of the Indian economy. So as I said that, Ali, trend and structure. These economic legislation, nothing but we can say that it's a policies regulated, right, to control the unfair practices. Policies regulated to control unfair practices. Unfair practices, we can say that illegal practices control ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, right? ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಅದು ಲೆಜಿಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. That is by the government of India. And last one, that is international economic environments. So that is also going to be introduced for to control the foreign reserves fund, inflow and outflow of the foreign reserves, foreign exchange ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, that is the reason. International economic environment to control the inflow of the foreign exchange reserves. So there are policies will be introduced. So that is about the factors or economic environments constituted. That is about factors. And when it comes to trend and structure of the Indian economy, as I already discussed that Indian economy trend ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದೆ, and even the structure, as I said that, right? ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ when it comes to trend and structure of the Indian economy, we can discuss multiple concepts over here. As I said that, trend and structure. What exactly the trend and structure? As I said that economic conditions and the recent trends, recent developments, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. There are recent developments and recent development of the Indian economy, and thereby also discuss the sector of the Indian economy. You can say that primary sector, right, secondary sector developments ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, and tertiary service sector ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Primary, you can say that the agricultural sector, industrial sector, and banking and service, and transportation, insurance, whatever it is, right? That will comes under tertiary sector. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ trend and structure of the Indian economy. Those topics will be covered in the trend and structure. And the government programs and policies. The government program and policies. Government programs and policies relevant to business environment. Government programs. What exactly the government programs and the policies called as schemes? There are schemes, central government, simultaneously state government introduce ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ relevant to the business. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. Maybe called as Mudra scheme, relevant to business, right? And Startup India, that's relevant to business and even a current affair concept also, right? Stand Up India, the purpose is to what? You may ask the questions. ಈ ತರ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ಮುದ್ರಾ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? Startup India, Stand Up India, and there are multiple relevant to the business schemes relevant, right? And the programs, especially women development ಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲವು programs, the women entrepreneurs ಗೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲವು schemes ಏನಿದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And the schemes are relevant government initiatives. What are the initiatives taken by the government to development of the Indian economy? You can say that the business, right, environments. And there are other concepts. We can say that demand analysis and forecasting. That is also one of the concept here. Demand analysis and forecasting. Demand analysis. Demand analysis. Right? Yes. Demand analysis and forecasting methods. Forecasting. What exactly the demand analysis? Demand analysis. Any idea about that? Demand analysis and forecasting. You say that there are research conducted by understanding the customer demand for a particular product and thing. There are conducted, research conducted for product, for a product, or a customer demand. Right? Research relevant to the particular product, you are going to be analyze, right? What are the demands will be available for a particular product? That is about demand analysis. And forecasting, that is also, you can say that estimation of the future demand, estimations of the future demand for a particular product, right? Adu kuda ville study ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, demand analysis, forecasting methods. And cost analysis, you can say that the process of calculating the potential earning from the project relevant to the cost. You can say that cost analysis. This is one of the concept here. Cost analysis. So whenever you want to establish a particular project in the industry, right? The project is established ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. So the relevant cost ಏನಿದೆ, so they are going to be analyze it by conducting the research methods, right? The cost of the particular project they are going to analyze by conducting research, right? How much cost you need to incur and what exactly the relevant profit you will get by the project if you really establish the project in your plant. Okay, say that your business, right? That is cost analysis. So there is a methods also you're going to study in the cost analysis. And pricing decisions under different market structure. Pricing decisions under different market structure. What exactly the pricing decisions? Different market structure. Different market structure, you can say that market structure. One is monopoly, right? Oligopoly, monopolistic, right? There are multiple structure of the market. You can say that perfect competition market, perfect competitions. These are the market structure only, right? Perfect market structure. So under each market structure, you are going to analyze the pricing decisions. Pricing decisions. How you make a pricing decisions under each market structure, like that. That is also one of the concept you are going to study here. And another concept will be included here. You can say that pricing of a giant product. Pricing of a giant product. What exactly the giant product? Giant product. Andre, simultaneously you are going to produce a product 1 and 2. You can say that A and B in a single process. So you are going to fixing a pricing for a giant product. Is it a cost beneficial based on the cost factor, right? Pricing. How the pricing gonna fix ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, right? And price discrimination, adu kuda one of the concept here. Price discrimination. What exactly the discriminations? Discriminate price. Andre you are going to fix a price on a different basis. Discriminated. Same product, different prices, different places. That is also one of the marketing concept. Even in economics also is repeated, right? Pricing and discriminations, all those things, right? And capital budgeting, capital budgeting, capital budgeting is one of the financing concept, but also here repeated here. Capital budgeting. What exactly the capital budgeting? Any idea about that? And its application and thing. Huh? Yes. Company to evaluate the major project and investments, right? For new plant and equipments, right? And that if they want to establish a particular project in their business, how much capital they want to allocate. Budgeting can say that what exactly that? Estimation of the expenditure and even the revenue. If they allocate, if they invested 1 crore for a particular project, how much returns will be getting back. There are techniques, capital budgeting techniques and there, right? That is called as payback period. There are methods, payback period, NPV, net present value.
What we get is ROI.
Huh? Ah.
What we invested,
Yes. Return on investments only. Yes. So by analyzing the you say that no payback period and no net present value of the investments. There are multiple concepts you can see studied here, and IRR method, and profitability index method, right? That is multiple concept relevant to the finance here, but also repeated here. And you can say that ARR, average rate of returns, multiple concept of the capital budgeting techniques will be repeated here. And its applications. Next, choice of project and cost benefit analysis. Choice of project and cost benefit analysis. What exactly the choice of project? Nothing but you can say that you are going to evaluate the project idea to decide which project has to be giving a higher priority. Nothing but there are multiple projects you are having in your hand, A, B, C, D, E, whatever it is, right? So you are going to evaluate the particular project on a basis of cost basis and even the return basis, right? Then you are going to invest it on a particular project. Is it? You can say that choice of a project. You are going to choosing that by evaluating on a cost benefit analysis. And what exactly that? Choice of project and cost benefit analysis. The last one is choice of production technique. Choice of production technique. Nothing but you can say that the area of the economics in which appropriate capital and labor intensity of the method of productions of the goods and services. Choice of production techniques. Nothing but which technique you are going to adopt it in your industry, right, for producing a product and services by considering capital and labor turnover ratio. Capital and labor turnover ratio. That is choice of production technique. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲವು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. thereby you can say that the determinants by choosing a now okay, what exactly the things choice of yes choice of production technique. There are determinants ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, right? So when it comes to the syllabus, so if you analyze the previous year paper, there are few more questions they were asked in the previous year paper. If you can say that there are questions start with which of the following is not an element of the economic system. Which of the following is not an element of the economic systems. Nothing but they are asking the questions about economic systems. Adu kuda one of the questions belongs to the economic environment subject, right? Just refer the previous year paper, you'll come to know that what exactly the things are, right? Secondly, when a small change in a price leads to large change in the quantity demanded, right? It's purely relevant to the economics, but it is repeated here, right? When a small change in a price leads to large change in the quantity demanded. So what exactly the market structure? That is perfectly elasticity demand. Right? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು economic environment ಬರೀ national income ಅಥವಾ monetary policy, fiscal policies ಅಲ್ಲ. Here we need to also study the economics, business economics. Right? Everything will be included here. The marketing concepts are also repeated, and even the financial concept, budgeting concepts of the projects, everything will be included in the concept here. And third one, the repo and reverse repo rate are resorted by the RBI as a tool of which purpose? Repo and reverse repo rate resorted by the RBI as a tool of liquidity control. Right? As I said that the components of monetary policies. Reverse repo ಮತ್ತೆ repo rate ಅನ್ನು ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ for controlling the liquidity level ಅಂತ. Right? There are few more questions, maybe more than 5 questions will be asked in the previous year examinations. If you analyze clearly the entire question papers. So we cannot able to ignore the subject, this subject also. We need to give a equal importance. Maybe. Right? Even the syllabus is very right. So we need to discuss it in a brief time. We'll discuss more. So that is about economic environment. Right? Completely. So this subject also going to handled by me only in the coming days. So the session will be continued by Ramanand sir for a half an hour. No.
Okay, good evening, aspirants. So I would be dealing with the income tax, which is there in your prelim syllabus. So and auditing part. Under commerce, subject code is 7. Important provisions. ID provisions and exempted income. Okay. See, basically, when it comes to income tax, so what are the things we need to focus is, firstly, you need to focus on the meaning and definition. Okay, what do you mean by income tax? Okay, and definitions. Then when it comes to the syllabus, they have clearly mentioned that important provision with respect to your income tax act of 1961. Got it? So we will be dealing with very important provisions, not all the provisions, few provisions which are very important when it comes to prelims. Okay, and also we would be studying about the concepts of depreciation. Okay, and simple problems when it comes to your income tax, that is under different heads. For example, what are the different heads of income tax? First is income from salary. Okay. Next is income from house property. Basic problems will solve. Got it. Next, profit. Income, profit from business or profession. Okay.
Other source.
Yes. Income from
Other
other source. Okay. Under this 5 heads, we will be looking into the very basics. Okay. And as this is the prelims, so that they might ask you the terminologies or they might ask you the format. For example, they'll give you the basic problem. Under this housing property, right? HP. Under this, they can ask you the questions. Direct questions. They'll ask you direct question. They'll give you the municipal rental value and fair rental value, and they'll ask you to find out. Okay. It would be very easy. Here, they might ask you the meaning. Okay. Next is you have residential status. That can be asked for 2 marks. Okay. Minimum 2 to 3 questions can be asked there. They'll give you the problem and they'll ask you to find out the residential status. Got it? So, and again, we have important terminologies such as tax planning. They'll give you 4 statements, okay? Then they'll ask you, okay, which of the above statement represent the meaning of tax planning? Okay, there might be a questions like that. And also we have other concept, that is tax avoidance. Got it? So these are the basic things which we would be covering when it comes to income tax. And before starting this, so we will be explaining about the meaning of income tax, different types of tax. Okay, what do you mean by tax? Different types of tax, direct tax, indirect tax. So we'll start from the basics. So there are chances of asking the questions in the basics. Okay, so this entire syllabus mainly consists of this, and the main part here is there is deductions. Okay, that is ATC, ATCCC, ATD. Okay, we will be dealing with those things. Okay, they'll ask you, they'll give you the multiple choice questions, ATC, ATDD, ATCCC, and they'll give you the, they'll ask you to match the following. Okay, so those questions would be there. And again, I said you about the meaning and definition of what do you mean by assessment year and previous year. So there is a difference. Okay, we will be dealing that in the coming classes. Okay, each and everything. So actually I have covered the important area, income tax. So these are the very important areas which you need to focus when it comes to prelims. When you see the previous year question papers, you'll understand the questions are picked in these areas. Okay. Next you have auditing. In the same syllabus you have auditing, right? Significance of assets, functioning, programming, the audit work, valuation, verification. So under this, and moreover, when it comes to auditing, it is asked in prelims. At the same time, it is asked in mains. So if you focus this, the entire syllabus with respect to prelims and mains, you need not to focus this again in the mains. Got it? Under auditing, which are the important areas? They'll ask you about the definition and meaning. Got it? And you should know about the concepts. What do you mean by auditing? What is audit program? Okay, like that you have many concepts which is related to this auditing. So you have to understand that. Okay, meaning, definition, and various terms which are included in this subjects. Got it? Next, what do you mean by verification? What do you mean by valuation? What do you mean by internal check? What do you mean by internal control? Okay, these are the various concepts which comes in the principles and practice of auditing. Got it? And powers, functions. They'll ask you like this. Okay, which of the above function represent the functions of the auditor? They'll give you 3 wrong answers and 1 right answers, where you need to identify that. For that, you need to study about the powers and functions of the auditor. Got it? So the questions might be like this. Okay. Then audit program. What do you mean by audit program? So, and the other things which they have asked is like verification of liabilities and auditor's report. Okay, they might ask you about auditor's report. Okay, who prepares the auditor report? Who prepare? Yes. And qualification. They'll ask you directly, which of the above is the qualification which is required for an auditor? the questions on this area would be very easy. The thing is, you have to use your common sense. If you see the basics, you can easily clear this. They might ask you 1 or 2 questions in this, because this is the important part of mains. In the last paper, you have principles and practice of auditing. If you see the syllabus, okay. So there is, when it comes to mains, okay. In the paper number 6. 1 minute, not 6. Paper number 8. So there is a subject by the name principles and practice of auditing. Okay. So here they have clearly given you the syllabus, meaning and definition of auditing, various branches of auditing, and what are the qualities of an auditor. Everyone cannot become an auditor, right? Why? What is the main basic qualification in order to become an auditor? Educational qualification. CA. So that is the basic educational qualification. Okay, those things are there. Excuse me. Then objectives of auditing. What are the major objectives and advantages of auditing? Types of audit programs, and appointment, qualification, and disqualification. Very, very important. Okay, these things would be covered in your mains, but here whatever they mentioned, right, prelims, whatever I said, your basic concepts, definition, meaning, what do you mean by audit program? Okay, so those things would be covered. As I said, you verification and valuation of assets and liabilities, that is entirely mains oriented. In prelims, you have that, right? See, verification of liabilities. Second line, verification of assets and liabilities. So that is entirely your mains. So they cannot ask you any question which is related to your prelims. What kind of question they might ask when it comes to prelims? It is very difficult. Basics. So that is what, when it comes to this subject, they'll focus on your concepts, definitions, concepts, and meaning. Okay, they might ask you which of the above is not the functions of auditing or auditor, which of the above is the relevant this one qualification which is required by the auditor to become an auditor. So these are the basic things. Okay, so this we can complete it in 2 hours also. When it comes to prelims, within 2 hours we can complete it. It's not a big thing. As I said you, when it comes to income tax, so they might ask you about the income tax slab rates. Very, very important. Okay, and provisions and deductions. Okay, under 80C, 80CCC, 80D, and 80DD. Okay, those are the important areas. And residential status. Very, very important. So these are the basic things which I would be covering when it comes to your income tax and your principles and practice of auditing. Okay, and moreover, I forgot to mention, from coming Monday the classes would be commencing on regular basis. Okay, those who haven't taken the admissions can do it as soon as possible. From Monday it would be on regular basis. The tomorrow session will be taken by Nagaratna ma'am. So though ma'am would be dealing with your quantitative techniques. Under management paper you have, right, quantitative methods. So that is purely technical. Under management paper, prelims. So ma'am would be dealing with that. So as I mentioned, from Monday we will be starting the classes on regular basis. Okay. So you have any doubt with respect to this? So these are the basic things when it comes to income tax and auditing. So auditing, as I said, you hardly 2 questions. So in mains you can expect at least for 70 to 80 marks. There was one, yeah, 70 to 80 marks. In the year 2017, I still remember they asked you for like 60 marks, I guess, on direct question. 60 marks questions were there. So you can see, if you download the paper, you'll get to know. Auditors are not blood hunt. They are questions check ಮಾಡಿ. For that question, you need to give the case as an example. They'll give you the code. So you have to mention who said this. So in what context they have used this sentence. Auditors are not the watchdogs. They are the blood hunt on the statement ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ 2017 paper ನೋಡಿ mains. So 60 marks direct 60 ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅದು directly. So there you need to write each and everything with respect to auditing auditor ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, qualification ಏನು, what are the job, what is the functions of an auditor, with the in what context they have framed this sentence, who said this, ಯಾವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, you have to justify, then you will be getting the maximum marks. Okay, so any doubt? See, that is what I'm telling you, right? I'll tell you. I'll explain how it was the pattern when it comes to 2017 and 20. Okay. Okay. Oh. See, in the 2017, okay, in mains, there were 8 questions. You need to attempt only 5. Got it? 5 into 60. 300. The pattern was like that. You got it? You have to download the question papers. Firstly, direct. And moreover, you had option of 3 questions. This was the mains thing. Got it? It comes to 2020. Compulsory. All questions were compulsory. There was no option. So based on this, what I did was like, I didn't prepare entire syllabus. Skip ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. 5-6 sections ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ I prepared for 3.5 sessions, and moreover I will be having the option, so I can skip that and I can attempt perfectly and ಮಾಡಿದೆ. What happened is like ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, because I neglected one particular subject, that is personal financial planning ಅಂತಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ mains ಅಲ್ಲಿ. So hardly I made like 20-25 pages of notes. I couldn't revise. Okay, let me skip, because anyways I would be having the options. So there, you know what happened, all the questions like compulsory. I didn't have any other option. Even now we cannot predict. As I said you, 2017 prelims ittala, it was completely commerce oriented. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಬರ್ದೋ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಜನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ರು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 56, ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಇನ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಬರ್ದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಮೇನ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋಡಿ 500 ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋನೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಬ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. 450, 500, 400 ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಜಾಬ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತೇನೆ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರ 2020 ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ, GM ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 230+ ಇದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಟಗಿರಿ ಇರೋರು 190. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಮಾಷೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ GM ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, 240+ ಇದೆ. You see the cut off, you'll get to know. And moreover, this 2020 prelims paper was completely management oriented. We cannot predict. That is the reason I'm telling you to prepare each and everything. Don't skip any chapters or any concepts, because if you prepare each and everything, you'll be having more confidence on any ಕೇಳಿ. Very good. Main is prelims. Got it? Prelims, the reason why we started with like 400+ hours, because it requires more hours. Okay, you cannot like complete this in 100 hours, 200 hours. It is very difficult. ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 100 hours. ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಡೆಲ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್, right? I'll be taking only few subjects. Sir would be handling marketing because he has more than 20 years of experience in marketing. ಅವರು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ತಗೋತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಪಕ್ ಸರ್ HR ನೀವೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದೇವರನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತೊಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಗುಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಫೋಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್, so that particular subject expert need to explain each and everything, so that he would be dedicating his entire time for his own subject. Got it? So that we would be covering all the aspects of this subjects. That is the reason why it is very difficult to guess. ಈ ಸಲ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಪೇಪರು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 2 ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏನೋ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಇನ್ ದ prelims. So that is the reason, try to give importance for all the subjects. There are few subjects so which is being appeared in mains. For example, auditing agirbodu, financial management, OB, those subjects you have in mains. When you are doing your preparation, simultaneously you cover even for mains. Notification agide adrinda ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Notification agide, please do focus on your prelims. Compared to paper 1, paper 2 has more weightage. Focus more on paper 2. Technical paper ಇದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾರೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಒಂದು ಐದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 15 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ನೀವೇನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಪೇಪರ್ 2ಗೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಡೇ ಲೈಕ್ 10 hours, 10 ಬೇಡ ಒಂದು 8 hours ಹಾಕೋಣ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ 8 hours, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಪರ್ 3 hours ಕೊಡಿ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಪರ್ 5 hours ಕೊಡಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಸ್ಕೋರು 150, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಡಬಲ್ 3 into 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 6 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಅಟ್ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 5 hours ಫಾರ್ ಯೋರ್ ಪೇಪರ್ 2 ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ಕವರ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಬಿಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾರೋ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ 25 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತ? ಅವನೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ, ನಾನು ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ, ನೋ ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ he might give equal importance for all the subjects, or he might not give. Or there are situations like he might actually give importance for those subjects which are not in mains. You can think like that also. Intelligent guess ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇದು ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಲ್ಲ, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವ್ನು ಹಂಗೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ದಿ ಪೇಪರ್ ಸೆಟ್. So I can tell you on what area they might ask. For example, income tax ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಏರಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು ಅವನು. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಡಿಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಇದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತೆಗಿತಾನಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ಯು ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ OB ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ತೆಗ್ದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನು, MCQ. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಇಟ್. ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? OB ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನ್ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ತೆಗಿದಾನ. ಈಸಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಾಡರೇಟು ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಎವ್ರಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಈಸಿ. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ 1961 ಕೇಳಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್, ಮಾಡರೇಟು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ 80cc ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ ನೀವು ರಿಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ನ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ 1 and 2 ಆರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 1 and 2 ಆರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಓನ್ಲಿ 3 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ UPSC, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ KPSC ಕೇಸ್ ತರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮೇಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಒಂದಿನ CBT ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್. ಏನಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್. ಅವರಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಮ್ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 2007 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್. ಸುಬೋಧ್ ಯಾದವ್ ಅಂತಿದ್ರು, ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್. ನೀವು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಇತ್ತು 2017 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರು. ಸರ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ 17 prelims it was like online, so it was good. And moreover 48 ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋ ಕಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು 240. ಅವಾಗ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಇದೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. UPSC ಬರೆಯೋರು ಬರೀತಾರೆ, KS ಬರೀ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಂಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. KS ಬರೆಯೋರು, ಸಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ exactly. And moreover, I'll tell you one thing, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, if you have an idea about the subject, you're able to manage. Questions would be difficult, no doubt. In mains it would be very difficult. In order to score more, you need to write some examples and all, live examples ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That's fine, but ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಿದ್ದು ಓದ್ತಾರೆ 100% ತಗೋತಾರೆ. It all depends upon the level of preparation. That is what I said you, right? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಬರಲ್ಲ. Try to collect the question papers. Very very important. ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಹೋಗ್ಲೇಬೇಕಿದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಪೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡವ, ಪೇಪರ್ ಮಾಡೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸೇ ಇರ್ತಾರ. ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರ. BTL ಮಾಡಿದವ್ರಿಗೂ BU ಮಾಡಿದವ್ರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಬರೀ MBA MCOM ಅಲ್ಲ, CA CS ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಲ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್, ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಗೋ ಡೆಪ್ತ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಓದಿದ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಸ್ಕೋರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೇನ್ಸ್, ಡೆಪ್ತ್. You have complete knowledge about anything. He can ask you anything. Syllabus ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. He can ask you anything. He cannot question. ನಾವೇನು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? 17 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ, ಇವಾಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ವೈ ಅಂತ. It is quite common for each and everyone, right? Compulsory, ನಿಮಗೂ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ, ನನಗೂ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ. So you should be ready for any changes. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಗಿರೋದು, ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಹೇಳಿ, ನಾನು ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಫೋನ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಫ್ರಮ್ ವೇರ್ he is speaking the question, why he has given this question is important. Everything has a reason. So try to refer the question papers of other states. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರೆ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ UG ಪೇಪರ್, UG ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನ. ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಬರೀತಾರೆ, ಬರಿಯಲ್ವಾ? ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಬರೀತಾರೆ, ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಬೌವ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್? Objective functions, father of modern marketing. They might ask. There are chances. Sometimes whatever we discuss in the class, there are chances that they might ask the same questions. ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ they can ask any questions. ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಹಂಗಿರಲ್ಲ, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವ್ನು ಕೊಡೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದಂತೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ನೀವು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ, ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೋ ಡೌಟ್, ಪಕ್ಕ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಅದೇ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಫೈನ್. ಫಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆಚೆ ಅವರು, ಪ್ರಿಡೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಫಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಇದು 2020 2017 ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನೀವು ನಂಬಲ್ಲ, 17 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋ, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ದು ಬಿಡಿ, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದಿರೋರು ಕೆಲವರು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು 2020 ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಮೇನ್ಸ್ದು, ಎತ್ಕೊಬಿಡೋಣ ಅಂತ. ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್, ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್, ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್, ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅದು. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಆದ್ರೆ, ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ದೇ ಮಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಮೋರ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಸ್, ದಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಯು. ಬರ್ದಿರೋದ್ಕಂತೂ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು, because you'd be having more than 3 months for your mains. You can prepare. If you're not working, you can ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ you can prepare. Even though if you're working, ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ರಜಾ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಏನು ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳು ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ 10 hours, ಟೇಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್, you'll clear. ಇಂಟ್ರೋ ಅಂತೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಯು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಮೀ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್.
And then the chat.
So I hope I have cleared all your doubts. Okay, if there is anything you can ask me. ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಿ. 6:30. Yeah, 6:30. So that is what. So from Monday, we would be taking the classes on regular basis. So those who have taken the admission, you can take it. Okay, you can contact the office people. So for more information, and also we'll be starting with the test series also. So I'll be sharing that plan with the sir. So he'll be informing you people. Okay. So I hope I've cleared all your doubts. Thank you.